and let us all do we can to build a better future.
For a long time, a lot of us in independent media have been vilified. How dare we challenge the Democratic establishment? How dare we decide to either vote third party, vote independent, or in some cases, not vote at all, because I think we're all tired of the BS from the Democratic Party. With the recent revelation was what happened with Roe v. Wade, the Democrats are now in full blast for fundraising. Now, remember, they had numerous opportunities to codify Roe v. Wade. They could have done it. And what have we said here at Hard Lens Media? What has the team at Mi Casa Casa or Convo Couch, Revolutionary Blackout Network, and everyone else, what have they all said? That the Democratic Party is just as corrupt as the Republican Party. The Democratic Party is just as inept as the Republican Party. They're all corrupt. They don't like you. They don't think about you. They don't respect you. That's right. I know it's hard to believe for a lot of these diehard voters who vote Republican or vote Democrat. Your favorite politician, your U.S. representative or your U.S. senator doesn't like you. They're not thinking about you, and you better not believe that they respect you. The only time they'll talk to you is when they need your vote. But let's talk about one person who's been vilified the most, Jimmy Dore, Chicago's very own. And he has a right to be mad, angry, and dare I say it right now, laugh out loud. Because recently, on TYT of all places, Anna Kasparian does her little spiel about how angry she is at the Democrats and how feckless they are, and we got to do something about the Democrats. I guess, hold on, Jimmy Dore was right the whole time about the Democratic Party. I got a wonderful collage video that was put together by Joe. You could find his Twitter link in the description box below. And no, it's not Joe Rogan or Joe Biden. He's a different kind of Joe. Let's play this video, Faze.
They don't care about you. Let's just be very clear. They don't care about you. They don't care, and not just you, John, all of us.
They don't care about you. Adam Schiff doesn't care about you.
That was a bad pause for Jimmy Dore like that. But there, don't keep it there. Looks like Jimmy Dore was right calling it out. Of course they don't care about you. Of course the Democratic Party doesn't care about you. Hey, audience, I very rarely tell you what to do. Look, let's keep the video up here. I very rarely tell you what to do, but type in the comment section below, type in the live stream chat, the Democratic Party doesn't care about you. That's right, follow my orders. Let's play the rest of the video.
At all.
The Democratic Party, the mainstream Democratic Party today, gave us a massive middle finger, okay?
Someone made a joke. Go ahead.
I feel better when I see
I feel better. Doesn't it make you feel better?
Yeah.
They're going to fuck you, but they're going to put lube on while they do it.
But Joe Biden's speech today was, man, this really sucks. You should really elect more of us so this doesn't happen. You guys are in charge. What are you talking about?
Vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
Nancy Pelosi sending out the fundraising emails immediately. What a gift. What a gift to the Democratic Party. Time to fundraise. What an awesome issue that we can campaign on.
So the Democrats don't want to codify abortion. Why? So they can run on it.
Fundraise on.
Until people tell you to stop donating to them, they're just bullshitting you.
And then do absolutely nothing about it. You are not fit to lead anything. You are not fit to fight. You couldn't fight your way out of a wet paper bag.
Just calm down. We're going to have the whole very way.
And sometimes people get mad because they feel like I'm a little too harsh toward Democrats. I should focus more of my energy toward Republicans. Listen, guys, I tell you that the Republican Party is trash every day. I don't know what more I can.
Let's pause right here. Now, look, I agree with Stanley. Yeah, she's upset with the Democratic Party, but how many times have you heard TYT or other larger media networks like Majority Report and a few others say, we got to vote Democrat because, oh no, here comes the Republican Party. Look, we know what to expect from the Republican Party. When Hard Lens Media says, hey, it's easy to go after the Republican Party. It's easy to go after these Republican politicians. We all know what to expect from them. But see, the Democrats, the reason why we, people like Jimmy and everyone else in independent media has been punching hard at the Democratic Party is because we see that they're frauds. We see that they're liars. They don't like you. We see that they're never going to fight for not only abortion rights, they're not going to codify Roe v. Wade. They're not going to do anything about UBI, Medicare for all, student debt forgiveness, ending regime change wars, doing something about climate change, investing into our infrastructure, helping out working class families. They're never going to do it. The same Democratic Party that says it's going to return us all back to America that TYT and a lot of these other networks carried water for. And since then, what has happened? The Biden-Harris administration, I'm going to say it again, the Biden-Harris administration has continued on with a lot of Donald Trump's, the orange clown, the boogeyman, a lot of his foreign and domestic policies. The kids are still in cages, by the way. So in many ways, glad you joined the party, but remember, a lot of these networks, like TYT, were against force to vote. We're against March for Medicare for All. We're against the General Strike Summit meeting. Because we were challenging the Democratic Party. We were asking them, hey, can you do something, especially with force to vote? And what did the also fantastic progressives, those 15 congressmen and women who were on the force to vote petition do? They did nothing. And TYT smeared Jimmy Dore and a whole bunch of other people, smearing people like Aaron Mate, going after the gray zone. A lot of people have every right to be upset. So yeah, and I understand why you're angry, why you're upset. But remember, Jimmy was right about the Democratic Party. He was saying that they were going to do this. So, in many ways, vote blue no matter who. Roe v. Wade died under a Democratic administration. And Biden, who's been against Roe v. Wade for a very long time in his political history, his political career, he really didn't do anything about it. He could have done something, but he didn't. And it's outlets like TYT that carried water for him because, we got to vote for the lesser of two evils. When you play this game of voting for the lesser of two evils, you're still voting for evil. And while Trump is an orange boogeyman clown, Biden is the neoliberal architect, one of the many neoliberal architects that built this nightmare system that we're in. Biden better than Trump? No, they're both the same. You can't tell them apart. But if you want to play the stupid corporate media game, Team Red or Team Blue, well, I guess if you're a diehard Democratic voter, I guess he's somewhat good. But remember, vote blue no matter who. Roe v. Wade died under a Democratic administration, and they did nothing to stop it. Let's play the rest of the video.
I don't criticize Democrats because I favor Republicans. I criticize Democrats because they favor Republicans.
The Democratic Party has quickly morphed into the Republican Party substantively.
The Democrats are now Republicans, and this isn't hyperbole.
It's so important to support Nina Turner.
Like a whore.
Have you ever even told people to stop donating to them? No.
Wasting your money by giving it to the corporate Democrats right now is just not the way to go.
This is a desperate attempt to try to get that audience back. Sorry, your audience already left you. Everyone already sees through you. And for the people who haven't, I'm going to keep educating them on the piece of it that you are.
When it comes to bread and butter issues, that's really that different from the Republican Party.
They just sent $40 billion to Ukraine aid.
Because, look at the wonderful bipartisan way in which Congress has allocated billions of dollars in military spending for Ukraine. Isn't it so wonderful? Yeah, it's because they have the same defense contractor donors, you idiots. That's why.
We decided to send that money to Raytheon and Boeing and Booz Allen. And so now you know what's going on. Now you know who the Democratic Party and the Republican Party really serve.
I don't want anyone
to give Jimmy Dore credit for beating us to this 18 months earlier.
They think the hoes will learn now. The hoes be knowing, okay? The hoes be knowing.
That sounds like violence.
So enjoy that. The hoes be knowing. And when push comes to shove, the hoes be knowing.
He's done it again! That is a fucking little bastard! He's done it again! You dirty bastard! You've done it again!
And the off chance he sees is, Joe, you dirty bastard, you did another magnificent piece of artwork. Well done. So the hoes be knowing, all hoes be knowing, that, if you vote Democrat, you're a sucker. If you defend the Democratic Party or the Congressional Progressive Caucus, you're a sucker. If you think Bernie Sanders is going to fight hard in 2024, you're a sucker. If you think the Democrats are better than the Republicans, you're a sucker, okay? Jimmy Dore was right. Aaron Mate was right. The Gray Zone was right. Heartland's Media was right. Mikasu Casa was right. Convo Couch was right. Everyone was right calling out the hypocritical Democrats. Look, I'm not going to tell how all of you to vote, but people are waking up to it. I got another video here because this is part of the same segment because people are tired of the BS from the Democratic Party. Here's Beto O'Rourke, trying to join in with the rally. All of a sudden realize maybe he's in the wrong crowd. Let's play it.
Voting blue is not enough. Democrats, recall your bluff. Voting blue is not enough. Democrats, recall your bluff. Voting blue is not enough. Democrats, recall your bluff. Voting blue is not enough. Democrats, recall your bluff.
No, Beto, get out of there. They're gonna kill you, Beto.
Recall your bluff. Voting blue is not enough.
I don't want you to speak, Beto. Stand on the table, Beto. Get out of there.
Blue is not enough. Democrats, recall your bluff.
That's right, Faye. See that? Voting blue is not enough. Keep it together. Don't laugh. All right. Sorry, folks. So, but don't worry. I got some more videos here. Because, again, proving that Jimmy Dore was right. And everyone else in independent media was right, calling out the hypocritical Democrats. Now, this clip has been going viral on social media. Let's play it, Faze.
For abortion rights. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Zoe, talk to me first about why it is you wanted to come out here today, because something that struck me was when you were speaking earlier and you mentioned your anger because you had received a text message from the Biden campaign. Why is that?
So I received a text message from Joe Biden's campaign yesterday saying that the Supreme Court had overturned Roe versus Wade and that it was my responsibility to then rush $15 to the Democratic National Party. And I thought that was absolutely outrageous because my rights should not be a fundraising point for them or a campaigning point. They have had multiple opportunities to codify Roe into law over the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they haven't done it. And if they're going to keep campaigning on this point, they should actually do something about it.
What are you most worried about, Julia? For abortion rights.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
the video is going to be repeating itself, but hey, the kids are all right. There's hope. People are seeing how weak the Democrats are. And I don't care what people have to say. Oh, but there are strong leaders in the Democratic Party. There's people like AOC and Nancy. But they don't care. I want to rewind back the clocks to let everyone know just how tough the quote-unquote old mama bear truly is. Because she ain't. So when there was some uncertainty with the election, whether or not Trump or Biden was going to be president, here's old mama Nancy Pelosi, Nancy, talking to George Snuffleupagus about the quivers that she has to fire in her shaky bow about what to do, about protecting people and showing that the Democrats are strong, especially with things like abortion rights. Let's play this video.
What happens? You said you want people to get out there and vote, but even that's no guarantee that the White House and Senate Republicans won't try to push through a Supreme Court nomination in a lame duck session, even if Joe Biden wins on November 3rd, even if Democrats pick up seats in the House and maybe even the Senate. So what can you do then? Some have mentioned the possibility, if they try to push through a nominee in a lame duck session, that you and the House could move to impeach President Trump or Attorney General Barr as a way of stalling and preventing the Senate from acting on this nomination.
Well, we have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now. But the fact is, we have a big challenge in our country. This president has threatened to not even accept the result of the election.
What happens? You said you want...
Okay, let's pause it here. So remember, yes, under Trump, there were some more Supreme Court justices appointed. This didn't have to happen because Obama could have stopped it. He could have told Ruth Bader Ginsburg, her crazy old self, that's right, I'm going to be disrespectful, to retire. He even could have put it in his Supreme Court nominee too, but he didn't do it because everyone was hoping for hope that good old hill dog Hillary Clinton was somehow going to become president. And the Democrats in the House could have done something too, maybe prevent it. Maybe if they had a spine, backbone, balls, whatever you want to call it, prevent Trump from doing that. But Nancy said she had quivers, arrows, ready to go. Old hagbag Nancy didn't have time for that. She had time to put on some really spooky makeup on. Here, let's put that video up there. Before we play it, look at that. That's kind of crazy. So remember, the reason why this happened, because people like Nancy didn't stop it in the first place. Let's play the rest of the video.
Ginsburg. But to be clear, you're not taking any arrows out of your quiver. You're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Pause for a second. Can you rewind that again? I'm sorry. I just want to just
out of your quiver. You're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. We have a responsibility to meet the needs of the American people. When we weigh the equities, protecting our democracy requires us to use every arrow in our quiver.
All right, pause it. All right. We've got one more video. And again, shout out to Case Study QB, who's wrongly being censored. So all this stuff right now, remember, these Supreme Court justices, the Democrats in the House could have done something if they actually had a backbone. If Nancy wasn't too busy getting drunk. But hey, if you want to listen to TYT, they'll do a little outrage, but then they'll tell you to vote Democrat. I'm not going to tell you to do that. Vote however which way you want. Support ballot initiatives, vote independent, vote third party, but don't waste your vote on Republican or Democratic politicians. Let's play this final video.
And finally, if the Republicans, though, still are successful, many of your colleagues have called for, again, if a majority is voted for Democrats in November, expanding the court in retaliation. Your response?
Well, let's just win the election. Let's hope that the president will see the light. Again, there's many people in our country, and millions more now because of coronavirus, who have a pre-existing medical condition.
And finally,
Let's pause it. So what's the takeaway? What's the takeaway from all of this? Well, first, Illinois says, Nancy, your dementia is showing. And then Big Mug Bob says her job is to be speaker. Speaker? That's the Democratic leader, right? Speaker of the House. One which AOC and the other 14 congressmen and women who are on the force the vote petition said should be Speaker of the House. It's the same person at TYT said, oh, if Nancy's not Speaker of the House, oh no, it'll be craziness. Sammy Boy Cedar was saying the same thing too. Roe v. Wade died under a Democratic administration. Nancy, Chucky Boy Schumer, Biden, Harris did nothing to stop it. So the takeaway from this entire segment is while, yeah, the larger blue checkmark people are upset that this happened, the Democratic Party's still going to fundraise over it. They're not going to listen to TYT. In fact, Anna, your tone seemed pretty violent. You don't want to lose that Katzenberg connection because TYT needs that money. Because let's face it, you got that $20 million from Democratic donor Katzenberg. Got that Katzenberg cash. I guess Jimmy Dore was right. Hashtag Jimmy was right about the Democratic Party. But don't worry. There's going to be a few other screw-ups that the Democratic Party is going to fail on. And it's once again proving our point. Don't have hopes for these politicians in Washington, D.C. They don't like you. They don't think about you. They don't respect you. And remember, for all those people carrying water for the Democratic Party, what's it like knowing that instead of carrying water, you were hauling their shit? And now you reek of it. And you realize that you were sold out. But maybe that's what you like doing. Maybe that's what you like the whole time. Just falling for that same BS over and over again. As for everyone else, wake up. And if you know someone that's still hypnotized with voting blue or voting red, wake them up. It's time for real change in America. And we need real people to step up. And that's why we need independent media. Jimmy Dore was right. There we go.